Good morning. I'm Henry Krueger, the executive producer of our first show this semester, Zags Got Foods. And as the name suggests, this show is all about food, so I hope you're able to make it through without getting too hungry. Stay tuned.
Good morning, and welcome to Zags Got Foods, where we'll be taking you through all things food here at Gonzaga. I'm Maddie Campbell.
And I'm Kyle Sweeney, and let me warn you, this show will make you hungry.
Today, we will highlight different ways students can eat on a budget and the resources provided by Gonzaga.
To address the food insecurity many students are facing, the Center for Cura Personalis opened a new campus pantry in October. The pantry is located in Hemmingson 150 and offers free food and hygiene products to all students. It is open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 12 to 5 p.m.
It was another way to meet students where they are at in their need and give them, the opportunity to come to a space where they had free access to food and personal care items to help them be successful on campus.
For students who rely on the campus pantry, having free groceries can make a big difference. But even with limited resources, making the most of your budget is key. GUTV's Kendall Adams interviewed students on campus to learn about the ways they can save money on food.
What's up, Zags? I'm on campus today asking fellow students their best food hacks. Follow along to see how these Zags chef up and save up.
My name is Caitlin.
My name is Elijah Jason Solis.
I'm Joe.
I'm Sophie.
I'm Bella.
My name is Josiah.
I'm Sean.
Hi, my name is Kylie.
My name is Ethan Vinson.
I save money by going to the COG, even though it's difficult most days.
Jonathan and I are both seminarians for the Archdiocese of Portland and Oregon, so we're both from the Portland area. And the Archdiocese of Portland is very generous, and we get all our meals paid for. So if you want a free meal at Gonzaga, be a seminarian.
I do not like chopping vegetables, especially with dull knives in my college house. And so I get the Trader Joe's Mirepoix mix.
Heavy on the leftovers, always saving stuff.
Well, I'm an RA, so I get my meal plan on the house. That's what you do when you serve your time in Captain Monica.
Using places that have Bulldog bucks like Safeway, going and buying like cheap things like ramen and then some like fresh veggies, cooking those up.
I do not get very creative, but I'm a sucker for some peanut butter toast.
One time we fried steak, made chicken fried steak, which is a meal I make back home sometimes. We kind of, made it work with what we had.
Ooh, always nachos. Shredded cheese on the tortilla chips. Gotta go with the nachos for sure.
I would make top ramen and crack an egg inside of it for some extra protein.
Lately, I've just been, heating up a can of refried beans and tortillas, some corn and rice, and just putting that all together.
But I really enjoy a girl dinner, putting some grapes, some pickles, some Cheez-Its, and a sandwich on a plate.
Just boy core. I just eat Gatorade protein bars. I got the mint chocolate chip ones. I have them on auto deliver from Amazon.
My struggle meal would definitely be just yogurt and granola, maybe some fresh fruit that I took from the COG as well.
Mac and cheese, absolutely, 100% of the time. I just whip out a box, boil the water, and like that I just got mac and cheese. I'm not proud of it, but it's what I do every time, I gotta say.
Bread with peanut butter.
Basically, I get some lemons, I get some limes, and I get some green Tabasco. I dump that in the ramen and then top ramen, and that's my thing for the night.
Nachos, definitely. Still my struggle meal is honestly the nachos, I would say, or hot dogs.
Wow, thanks Kendall for giving us some ideas about struggle meals we can take, especially when we're students, a little tight on money. Always helpful. I know I love the peanut butter toast hack, especially when I'm tight on money. But on the topic of budgeting, Cameron Spencer's GUTV and I took a trip to Safeway, the closest grocery store to campus, and put together a meal that anyone can make. For students who are not on Gonzaga's meal plan, shopping for weekly groceries can seem daunting and very expensive. According to recent studies, Washington is one of the top 10 most expensive states to buy groceries in. So we went to Safeway to give you some tips and tricks on how to save for your next meal. I started by logging into the Safeway app using my phone number. Having a membership is free and it allows you to get cheaper prices on many in-store items. Then we looked up a meal in the search bar. The app allows you to see what the estimated prices are so there's less surprises at checkout. This spaghetti looks good. Let's get the ingredients. The meal altogether would have only cost me about $10.06 at checkout, but I decided I wanted to get a sauce as well at the end. With my head held high, knowing I only spent $10 on tonight's dinner, let's go home.
You know, Maddie, as a pasta lover myself, just $10 for all of those ingredients, like you could have made that with less ingredients as well, so you can even save more money and you'll have leftovers. So nicely done. Thank you for bringing that to us. But coming up next on Zags Got Foods, we'll take a look at where students can utilize Bulldog Bucks, Gonzaga's very own form of payment for local businesses.
And later, we'll go back to campus to feature a professor who's helping students dealing with food insecurity. We'll be right back.
What's up? Sorry, I had a late lunch, but what are you guys working on here?
No, that's okay. We were kind of just finishing the storyboard. We were thinking of starting with a dark room shot.
Kind of like we did last week, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
remember
Okay.
that? Yeah. You really liked that idea last week.
No, I think that's fine. That was probably the only decent part of it, I would say.
Aren't you acting?
No, probably not.
Okay, well, we kind of already put it together. Do you not have...
No.
And welcome back to Zags Got Foods. We have mentioned ways that students can eat without hurting their pockets, but students can enjoy different spots on and around campus through the magical power of Bulldog Bucks. Students can use Bulldog Bucks at 33 different locations, from local businesses to nationwide chains, and even to pay for your haircut. To add Bulldog Bucks to your student account or to check an updated location list, check out the Gonzaga website under the Bulldog Bucks tab to find all necessary information.
Now focusing back on campus, GUTV's Cam McCann and Carson Scallon sat down with Professor Vic Gambier, who's been giving out snack bags to hungry students.
Social justice comes in. I use the university as an example that I believe students can relate to. It's something that's very, very dear to my heart. Is food insecurity. I don't know how much we really think about hunger at Gonzaga University. We assume that y'all have access to food. I've known from my earliest days here that you don't. Last year, I started putting out these little snack bags outside my office because I knew of several students who were food insecure, and I keep snacks. It's who I am. I'm kind of a junk food guy. And they saw the snacks and just said, why not? I've been astounded by the popularity of it, but I've also been even more astounded by the fact that people are so emotional about it. I mean, to me, it's a thing of Oreos, man. But You know, it's that little thing you do on a back to back to back to back, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. You know, it's a little bit of a treat. It's a little bit of fun.
You know, Maddie, what Vic does for this community, and really, professors don't really do that often, really around the country. So that's really cool, and I think people should take advantage.
Yeah, food insecurity is a real thing for a lot of people, and I think this story just tells us that Zags help Zags.
It's true. Thank you, Carson and Cam, for bringing that to us. And by the way, we're now joined by Cam, who brings us another story. This time, it's about a recent Lunar New Year celebration. As we welcome Cam to our show, and Cam, can you tell us a little bit more about the event you covered last weekend?
Absolutely, I can, Kyle. Thank you for that warm introduction. Gonzaga's Vietnamese Student Association held their annual Lunar New Year celebration, but with a much different venue than they're used to. Allow me to give you all a look in at what the joyous celebration of Lunar New Year looked like earlier this month at GU.
So for our culture, Vietnamese Lunar New Year, or we call it Tết, it's very important for us because it is a celebration of love and life.
We are so excited to celebrate the Vietnamese Lunar New Year with all of you here today.
This is our tradition. This is what we have. And part of being away from home is that we miss home. And we want to bring it here, not just for us, but for everybody else, to feel what it feels like to be us at our home.
I think that itself actually represents the heart of the Vietnamese culture.
And in Vietnam, usually people use like zong leaves, but recently it has become kind of like extinct because of the global warming. So now we are using banana leaves instead.
I feel like when you want to talk about a culture from a country, food represents a big part of it because we all grow up with it. You can definitely see the differences in cultures and the beauty of a culture through their cuisine. The big part of it is being in a community. We all have the same roots at Vietnamese, whether we're like international students or Vietnamese American. We share our cultures through food or through performance art.
Enjoy food, that's it. Just a good time, that's it.
It was truly a chaotic experience because we're also kind of like a small culture club, so everybody has to juggle along different tasks, but we're just so excited to see everything come together, and it was a really good learning process where we get to bond as a family.
It was great experiencing the warmth and spirit of the Vietnamese Lunar New Year.
How can students learn more about future events like this one, Cam?
That's a good question. Students can check morning mail and keep tabs on different clubs' social media accounts. These events usually welcome all members of the Zags and Spokane community.
Thanks again, Cam. It's cool to see food bringing communities together. Next up on Zags Got Foods, Cam will rejoin us for a game show segment called COG versus Cataldo. Stay with us.
Go Zags!
Go Zags! Go Zags!
Go Zags!
Go Zags!
Go Zags!
Go Zags!
Go Zags!
Until next time, I'm Greg Talbot. Go Zags!
Go Zags!
Go Zags!
I just got you inside. Yeah, I'm just coming home. Bye.
Amy, wake up! Wake up! Here are your keys. I took them from you last night.
And welcome back, where we are joined by Cam once again for a segment called COG versus Cataldo.
Thank you, Kyle, for that introduction. A debate that has raged centuries and spanned generations of Zags. Now that we've gone over all the ways you can spend money, whether it's cash or bulldog bucks, you should know where best to find delicious food both on and off campus. But where should you spend your swipes? At the COG in Hemmingson or 1887 at Cataldo? Such a hotly contested debate has reached its way into the GUTV studio. Therefore, we ask the question, COG or Cataldo? Maddie, Kyle, we will go through 5 rounds of each individual questions where the answers to each will be either COG or Cataldo, and you'll each give me your answer, and the winner with the most points at the end of 5 rounds will be declared the unquestioned champion of GUTV's first ever COG versus Cataldo. You guys ready?
I am so ready.
We're excited over here.
Really excited.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, we'll start off with an easier one. Which building is older, COG or Cataldo? Kyle, we'll start with you for this answer.
I think Cataldo is older because Hemmingson opened like 10 or 15 years ago, so I'm going to stick with Cataldo.
Yeah, I actually worked in Hem at the welcome desk, and we're supposed to know when it opened, and I know it's a lot later than Cataldo, so I'm going with Cataldo too, as well.
Nice, very informed anchors to start off there. Both correct. That is a score of 1-1. Moving into the second question now. DeSmet Hall, GU's oldest dormitory, is closer to which establishment? Maddie, we'll start with you for this one.
I'm going to say Cataldo on this one. I remember living in Coghlan and Hemmingson being really close, and then all the people I knew in DeSmet would go to Cataldo, so I'm going to go with that one.
I'm actually going to go with the COG on this one. I know it's like both ways it's really close, but I think when you go into Hemmingson, like COG is kind of right there. So I'm going to actually go with the COG on this one. Sorry, Maddie.
No, I think you might be right now that you laid it out.
Well, according to our calculated measurements, Kyle will be correct here, taking a lead of 2-1. The correct answer was COG. Now moving into question 3. A Panda Express was once an on-campus commodity next to which establishment? COG or Cataldo? Maddie, we'll start with you for this third question. This is a little tougher.
Actually, I know this one, and they told us on my tour as a freshman, and I remembered it because I remember thinking, I really wish we had that still. And so I'm going to go with Cataldo on this one.
You know, I'm going to take my intuition here. I am pretty sure that there was a Panda Express near the COG. I kind of remember it being told. Maddie could be right, but I'm going to go with the COG here.
Kyle, unfortunately, that is the wrong answer. Maddie's experience as a tour guide prevails yet again. The score is knotted up at 2 apiece, moving into the 4th round. Now for the 4th round question, which establishment teched it up by having students order off of iPads last fall? Kyle, let's start with you for this one.
As an avid Cataldo user, I must say this was Cataldo. The po' boys and the chicken sandwiches were really good, so shout out Cataldo. But yeah, that's going to be my final answer.
Yeah, I think Cataldo as well. I don't think I ever went as much as Kyle did, but the couple times I was there, I remember the iPad, so I'm going to go with Cataldo as well.
Wow. Shout out to po' boy, one of my favorite meals. You always get the extra sauce on it. Kyle, Maddie, you were both correct. And that means we're tied heading into the last round here. If we need to, we will go to overtime with a bonus question, and whoever answers that bonus question first gets to answer first. But as for now, going into the 5th round, we're tied. So for the 5th question, which of these 2 places notoriously serves up salmon once a week? COG or Cataldo? Maddie, let's start with you for this one.
Okay, I know it's COG for a fact because freshman year I would go religiously only for the salmon. And so I'm going to go with COG on this one.
As an unfortunate salmon hater myself, I do know that this is the COG because I can smell it as soon as I walk in. I am not a big seafood fan. I hate salmon. Sorry to all the salmon lovers, but yeah, this is the COG. They do definitely serve it.
2 different ways to come across the same answer, and they are both correct, meaning we have overtime in the GUTV studio. Ooh. The final overtime question will go to whoever I deem to answer first. Please raise your right hand when you know the answer. Which establishment is named after a saint with the first name Joseph? Kyle, I saw your hand go up right away. Please, let me know which answer you're thinking here. COG or Cataldo?
It is Mr. Joseph Cataldo.
Wow. And Kyle, the fade, the step back three, Cataldo, it's nothing but net. Cataldo is the correct answer, and Kyle Sweeney, you are declared the unquestioned champion of GUTV's first ever iteration of COG versus Cataldo. Thank you both for playing.
Thank you so much, Cam, for coming on to the show. And that concludes Zags Got Foods.
We're so happy you tuned in to get a little taste of Gonzaga. Thanks for watching.